Every single elementary, middle, and high school had a poster or a teacher that would relentlessly command you to work smarter, not harder. Well, I think this is the greatest lie of our generation. The biggest reason and habit for us not to reach our full potential, to be satisfied with the bare minimum, and ultimately even the unfulfillment we feel in our daily lives. Let me explain. The origins of this philosophy started with Alan Morgenstern in the 1930s when he created a work simplification program focused on increasing the ability of people to create more with less effort. In an industrial perspective, this makes complete sense. Using machines like conveyor belts or robotic arms will result in a greater precision and efficiency than if done by humans alone. However, when this idea started to make its way onto the walls of classrooms, it brought on a much different result. The core of this idea is getting to your destination in an easier way. And if that destination is comprehension and complete learning, that's great. But that's not what most school systems are structured around. Their ultimate measure is a good grade, which they hope means that the student has a firm understanding on the subject. And in today's world, working smart and getting to your destination easier is more evidenced by learning to the test, using AI, and taking shortcuts that don't necessarily navigate you to get skills and knowledge that will be meaningful in the long run. And this is an issue because once you get to the later stages of college and the real world, there is no report card anymore. It's all about creating things that work well and that can be maintained, whether that's code for a website or marketing ads for an advertising company. And when you apply the same shortcuts you did in school to this, you end up with poorer products and don't really prepare yourself to become a master in your field. I think most people realize this with age and experience, but I really wish I internalized it sooner that working hard and doing it consistently is the only way to actually get better at something. And that knowledge and systems of learning should be the ultimate goal, not just a good grade. So if you're still here, stick with me for the next 3 minutes as I convince you to take this more seriously. Hard work sucks, obviously. It is by definition not easy, but as cliche as it sounds, nothing that matters ever is. But we can take a smarter approach to working hard. And let me be clear, this isn't working smarter, not harder. It's working hard in a smarter way. It's based on defining what your desired outcome is and taking smarter steps to get there. So going back to the test example, right? If instead of your goal being to get a good grade, if it was to actually understand the material, your smarter approaches would vary. For a good score, all you need to do is memorize and only study the most important topics for that exam. However, if you're interested in actually learning and gaining knowledge, your smarter approach might be to do spaced repetition or try explaining key concepts to someone akin to the Feynman method. You see the difference here? Like the first perspective is smart for that goal and obviously does require some effort, but it's not really hard. On the other hand, the latter approach is a smarter way to go about putting in your hard work to do something. And it results in greater benefits that actually last with you for longer. There is also a psychological component to this when teachers repeatedly insist that their students should work smart, not hard, and it is very subtle but meaningful. Take a student who is a hard worker. They put a lot of effort and passion into their studies. When she hears her teacher say that she should work smarter, it implies that her work should take less effort and time, in effect demeaning it. This can make the kid also think that her work doesn't have to be so hard and take the smarter way of just learning exactly how much you need for an exam. And this can make students lazier and have less respect for their education, speaking from both personal and anecdotal experience. And also, most of the successful people that we see didn't get to that position just because they were smart. It's because they worked hard and stuck with it. They don't look for the path of least resistance because there isn't one that leads to greatness. So the lesson here really is that sometimes work is hard and work takes time. You just have to sit down and get to it. That's okay. The more time you waste trying to optimize it, the worse off you'll be. Thanks for watching. Are you at a stage where you've had to learn this the hard way? Let me know all about it in the comments below. And if you're still in high school or early college, I would strongly recommend that you try to rewire your brain from the way that our education system tries to program it and start deriving pleasure from hard work. If this was valuable to you, consider subscribing to let me know and like the video if you did. Thanks.